Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hello everyone, video request here. If you have a request, either a video or email, you just want my advice, go to assholeconsulting.com. And for money, I will tell you what I think. Why should I care what you think? I don't know. People are paying me. Maybe you want to listen. No, pay the person who charges you $200 to $300 an hour to tell you pleasantries that you want to hear but never solve your life problem. Anyway. Hey Cappy, I'd love to see a video on the subject of hot women on LinkedIn and who seem to be in recruiting. I spend quite a bit on LinkedIn networking for my industry, and I recently noticed a large number of young female profiles who all seem to have two commonalities. They are smoking hot, two, they all seem to be recruiters. I would assume that a smart, beautiful, educated woman can sell anything just by showing up. I'd love to hear your opinion. JM. And let me take another little note real quickly here. There, okay. So there's two general aspects we're going to go through here. Yes, what you will notice is hot young girls tend to gravitate towards certain industries, and human resources and recruiting is one of them. Right? And the reasons are multifold. One, recruiting the job itself is easy. It frankly isn't real work. Just like HR, you take a look at resumes. I don't like that. I gonna. And then they'll go and they'll hire their friends. And this isn't to besmirch all people who are in HR recruiters, but usually there's a ton of nepotism and corruption in there. So you try to avoid that world easy. In short, though, recruiting tends to be an easy, non-manually, labor-intensive, demanding job. So it attracts females, and because you can major in HR, it attracts young, hot females. All right? So you have kind of like, it's a sampling effect. Like, a lot of young women, they'll go and waitress, or this is one of the first jobs that they can get, doesn't really require a lot of talent, is effectively a sales job, but it avoids math and numbers like banking does, or investments, and so that's a very natural place. And since it attracts young women in their 20s, they're going to be pretty hot. Second, HR is the most popular major among women in the business majors. And once again, you have that selection bias. Young women want to avoid math, but still do something professional. I'm a professional. I'm in business because I'm a professional HR. I read what is it? The handwriting. They used to do handwriting analysis. Ask the HR people. It's a professional profession. Really? When did you finally kick out the idea of handwriting analysis as a means to test somebody as to whether or not? And then they got their interview. You guys know. You've talked to HR. It takes just one interview with an HR cunt to find out the entire industry, that entire profession is bullshit. Still, it avoids math, easy work, and HR gives you the added benefit of a power trip. Like, I decided the fate of this guy's resume. Patriarchy. So that's I don't know. So again, selection bias, young high fan. Now, what also happens then is this kind of a feedback loop, or feeds on itself, and it reinforces that it stays young and hot. Primarily, you can see this in grade school. Most grade school teachers are young, hot, 20-something women. Why? Because there's no math involved and it's an easy job. I'm educated. Shut the fuck up. You're just a babysitter. You're an overpriced babysitter. Shut the fuck up, you worthless, talentless babysitting hack. Okay? So, and as you notice, once you get kind of a dominant female environment, you're going to worry about sexual harassment. Did I fart too loud? Just being a guy, I'm not talking like you grab the woman's boobs or ass and say, hey, sweetheart, spank. None of that. They'll file complaints. They like drama, and that drives men away. There's also selection bias in men. Most men are not really interested in becoming early childhood education majors. Men typically do like math or some kind of rigor or challenge. And so that's why we dominate the STEM fields. But you can see not only is there less men trying to go into these fields, but once you get into, it's impossible. No man, especially conservative or libertarian man, can survive in a grade school environment. It just is not for men. And that could be a thing we follow up later with and point out sexism. Like, look, this is an easy job. You get great benefits. You get 3 months a year off. That's discrimination against males that you don't have more men teaching in grade school. It would be completely 100% intellectually honest using their own arguments against them. But for the purposes of this request, again, that's why you see hottie little chickie babes in the elementary school teaching area, and why you have hottie little chickie babes in a recruitment office. One guy that goes and works there is going to be driven away by the female bias and selection sample. All right. Also, sex sells, as you know that, and this is a particular ploy. It works on the men, not so much women, because there have been studies that show that recruiters will eschew and avoid women hotter than them. Like, they'll throw the women's resumes in the garbage. But for men, yes, if you get a hot chick interviewing you, your brain goes into dumb mode. You'll be agreeing to lower pay. In other words, it's a negotiation tool. It's a PSYOPs negotiation tool, so you have that there. But in the end, though, what you're going to find out is that is largely the realm where recruiters and women are hot. That's largely the realm of the low-level, outsource this stupid shit, I don't want to deal with it, we need to employ a bunch of cogs. In other words, the hot networking, recruiting, LinkedIn type young 20-something female recruiters, and young male recruiters as well, this has nothing actually to do with gender, they are at the bottom of the barrel. They're not hiring the next CEO, they're not hiring vice presidents, they're not hiring high-level engineers or computer programmers or anything like that. They're hiring, we need someone to, basic entry-level stuff, data entriesmen, janitors, security, placement offices. They're just outsourcing it because these are not key people they need. If they hire the wrong person, that's fine. They'll just get another one, and they don't want to waste their precious time at corporate and rather outsource it to an efficient, albeit low-level, recruiting firm. And so that's, again, it's younger. You're just going to have younger people who tend to be hotter. Right? But when you start getting into the higher level, like the real recruiting, where, we need someone, then you get specialized recruiters, or they just bring it in-house because they can't fuck it up. So what ends up happening is this hottie little chickie thing goes away. Like, if you're looking for skilled labor, high-end labor, there's equal parts men and women. There's not a bunch of hottie little chickie babes. You'll see older women. It's all about talent and skill and meritocracy because so much money and importance and skill and talent is riding on the line. Or, in the case of internally, the hiring managers will just hire their own. They will bypass HR. They say, I don't want some 24-year-old ditz who can't do math hiring our next architectural engineer who has to do math, and we want the best mathematician or statistician. We want someone who's going to make sure the casino makes money or the bridge doesn't collapse. So our first line of defense is not going to be the 23-year-old HR major with a minor in sociology. They're going to do with the hiring manager. So that evaporates as you get older and you're required to have higher and higher skills. So this realm you're in is really kind of, it's not Disney hiring Kurt Russell to go star in, what was the one? The Tarantino, although that wasn't Disney. Kurt Russell was a Musketeer. I think he was. In other words, it's the Disney tween channel. It's like, you don't have to be the best actors. I don't know what the tween channel, but it's like those horrible Disney after-school things that they have, and it's all teenage drama. You just got to be cute. That's all you got to be. Is it Nickelodeon? I think it's whatever it is. You just have to be cute, and that is kind of the same thing. You're not in the big leagues. You're not a big star yet. You're just cute. You're here for your looks. Now shut the fuck up and play Hannah Montana. See, that's a perfect. It was Hannah Montana, and now it's Miley Ray Syphilis. Okay, so that's kind of how it is. So now that being said, that is the demographical, sociological, blah 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 explanation for what you're seeing. When you said though, however, when you're on LinkedIn, now introduce the internet. And what you're facing is no different than dating profiles or OkCupid or Tinder or Match.com. These are probably the exact same dynamics that go into creating fake profiles online are the ones here. That woman probably doesn't look like that. They probably just got a hot chick's picture and put it up there. These women probably don't even exist. And if you're in IT, I bet you nuts to bolts they're doing it so that you guys, you horny little IT nerds, you sex-starved, horny little IT nerds, think, titties! And then instead of a $100,000 figure, which you righteously earned majoring in petroleum engineering or whatever it was you were doing, you're now willing to accept 75 because titties, boobies, she might sleep with me thinking way back in my brain if I lower my rage. And so that's what I think you're seeing more than, I'd almost say that's 40%, maybe even 50%. The truth is, I'm on LinkedIn. I've had people like send me, I am, but I don't respond to the things. But I too have noticed, like, well, who the hell is this hot? It's amazing how there are no ugly people on the internet. You ever notice that? And you go social, everyone looks really hot. You think, oh, look at that. Everyone's very pretty. And then you go to Walmart, like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? What did I do to society? So that's it. Anyway, yeah, I hope that helps. And yeah, definitely look out for that, guys. Definitely look out for that, because if that's, I want to put it, that's feminine wiles working against your take-home pay. So keep a keen eye out for that. If you're interviewed by a hottie little HR professional, don't just turn your horny brain off. You're a pro. Just, no, yes, my favorite color is blue. Oh, I think women are just as powerful as men. Whatever bullshit you gotta say it. But yeah, look out for these fake profiles. It sounds more like a subversionary psyop tactics to get you to lower your starting salary. Best of luck. Toodles.